Man, this place is creepy at night. Come on, Ben. Just a few more ornaments and you can go home. The sound of that clock is so annoying. The clock's not even on the right time. Oh my gosh, I swear that ticking's getting louder. Hang on. That's not coming from the clock. That's coming from behind. Stay. Stay. Oh, hey Mel. What are you working on? Oh, this is my old robot dog, Canine. You have a robot dog? Yep, but he was badly damaged. I've been trying to fix him up. It's taken a while though. You would not believe how difficult it is to find replacement parts for him. Have you done it? Fixed him, I mean. Almost. I'm just having a little trouble getting this coupling to stay put. Uh-oh. Oh man, that's my favourite lava lamp. Ugh, the coupling I've got's too big. I need something smaller. Anyway, was there something you wanted? Oh right, yeah, there's an alarm going off on the console. Okay. Oh heck. Don't panic, do not panic, don't panic, everything's fine, don't panic. What's happening? Hold on, we're drifting a little too close to the Viking era. Oh well, that area's got plenty of dents, they won't notice one more. Alright, hang on, and stable. Perhaps we should sit down for a while. Let the tires recuperate. Ah, the big city. We're on Minecraftia. I find the 21st century is a good place to park. Besides, I need some fresh air. Doctor, what about the TARDIS? What about it? You've parked it in the middle of the park. And the police box in the middle of a park doesn't say don't touch to you. Fair point. Well, I'm hungry. I can't tell when it's time for lunch travelling with you. Yeah, that'll happen. Hold on. Excuse me, is there anywhere to eat around here? Huh? Are you talking to me? I think so. Well, there's a McDonald's somewhere and... Oh, what are you reading? Newspaper, there's been a murder at the Dodgers estate. When? Last night. Wow, the news people work fast. Well, if you say so. Anyway, I need to get back to my work. My break's over. Bye. You humans, always in such a hurry. You're one to talk. Eh, fair enough. So a murder mystery, shall we? But I'm hungry. We'll get you something on the way, now come on. Well, we're here. What's happening? Well, according to the newspaper headline, Ben Hank was found dead this morning. He was working for one Hugo Dargis. I think I've heard of him. His family have owned the city steelworks for about 9 generations. How did you know that? I know everything. Newspaper again? Yes. So now what? Well, we should probably let the police work out their own cases. But then again... Follow me. Detective John Smith and... DC Margaret Penny? We've been sent to help with the case. Wow, we're really pulling resources for this one. Go ahead, Detective Smith. Thank you. Aha! How did you... Psychic paper. Anyone who looks at it sees what they expect to see, or what I persuade them to see. Okay. Also, Margaret? Do I look like a Margaret? It was the spur of the moment. Why did we just enter a crime scene? For this. We went for a police barricade for that. What's so special about that? According to the Sonic, it's made from metal that's not from this planet. And that means... It means you should disregard my earlier statement. This might be a bit much for the police. You know, unless they've got someone as smart as me on the case. Someone like... Is that... A murder with no weapon, no fingerprints, no evidence of any kind. How fascinating and confusing, John. If you say so. Sherlock Holmes, John Smith. Although with John Watson here that might be a bit confusing, so just call me the Doctor. This is Margaret. We're here to assist you with your case. We're big fans of yours, aren't we, Margaret? Who? Oh yes, I've heard about you on the news. I don't require help. I think you'll need our help. Let's see, judging by his uniform, he was the cleaner, which means he was doing something of that nature. Judging by the room, I'd say dusting. Looking at the victim, it's clear he was killed by a laceration through his chest, most likely a blade of some description, not to mention it has been ripped open and his heart removed. But there's no signs of forced entry, which means the killer was allowed in or used creative measures to gain entry, or was already here. Not bad, but you missed a few details. For example, he clearly had time to turn around, judging by the way he fell, which means he heard his attacker, but didn't react immediately. He probably got distracted by the stopped clock. Impressive. You're a lot faster than most of the people I have worked with. It's elementary. Indeed. Wow. Few people can keep up with Sherlock. You haven't met the Doctor. So who was here last night? Lord Dargis, his butler, and his chef. I bet the butler did it. The butler always commits the crime. You really do watch far too much telly, Mel. We'll have to question all of them. Well, let's get on with it. So, Mr. Cleve, what were you doing at the time of the crime? Well now, old chap, let me think. I had just finished my final duties for the night and was getting ready to go home when I saw a cup and saucer smashed on the landing. I was sweeping it up when I heard the scream. I was working late. I had a lot of washing up to finish. I went outside to dispose of the trash and that was when I heard the scream. So you went down the stairs and saw the body? Yes. Yes. Well then, what do we think? Well, they both seem adamant about their alibi. I still think the butler did it. They're both telling the truth. Can I elaborate, Mr. Holmes? The butler has small distinct dust marks on his suit sleeves, indicating that he was indeed doing a spot of cleaning. Judging by the amount, it's not often done. Once a week, probably. Furthermore, the chef's sleeves are damp at the ends. It looks like he's one of those people who don't roll up their sleeves when he's doing water-related chores. Plus, there's specks of soil on his shoes. He's been outside, recently. So that just leaves Dargis. Lord Dargis, just the man we were looking for. So where were you at the time of the crime? I was upstairs, getting ready for bed. You're wearing a suit. I didn't get very far before I heard the scream. So, did you know the man? Not personally, no. I hired him 2 years ago to help fix the toilets and help Cleve with the dusting. That was nice. He's been with my family for 3 decades. I thought he could use some help. Very helpful. I'm guessing you didn't have many friends as a child? Sherlock! No, he's right. I wasn't a very social child. Cleve is like an uncle to me, since my dad wasn't around a lot. Your father wasn't around? Sounds like a lonely childhood. He was too busy running the company. Now, if you excuse me, I have some business to attend to. Thoughts? He seems nice. What motive would he have to murder his own staff? Also, Sherlock, how did you know he was an unsocial child, and why would you bring that up? Well, judging by his pale complexion, he doesn't go outside a lot, despite the fact that there's a swimming pool at the back of the mansion, meaning that either he isn't fond of swimming or he had no one to play with at the pool. Judging by the lack of children's flotation equipment in storage, I say the latter. Plus, judging by the old textbooks on the bookcase over there, he was likely homeschooled. So he never had a chance to make friends? That's terrible. Well, it doesn't seem like he has a motive either. I'm not sure. I've seen people who've been isolated. Dargis doesn't fit the bill. No, he doesn't. So what now? Maybe we're looking at this wrong. Maybe we should look at what was taken. Dargis doesn't strike me as an organ thief. Plus the gang trading organs was brought down last week. And no human could have done that clean job in the time it took for the mansion occupants to react. This has the markings of a serial killer. I don't think it's that simple. We could check with the local police if anything similar has occurred. Good thinking. We should regroup. Back to Baker Street! So we go back to Baker Street and wait? Yes, but first we should address our guests. Beg your pardon? You two are not police or detectives. Wondered when you'd figured that out. I figured it out a long while back actually. What gave it away? Well, Doctor, to start off with, your clothes are rather strange for a detective. It's not that big a clue, I mean I dress like this. But how you compose yourself? You have done this before, but you don't take notes, meaning you don't know standard police procedure or never had to follow it. Good. And? The one you call Margaret here. When addressed, she doesn't realise she's being addressed. Likely this is not her real name, rather an improvised name at the spur of the moment. Told you I didn't look like a Margaret. Finally, the ID you showed the sergeant at the door was a blank piece of paper. I thought it might be. So, who are you? Well, I'm the Doctor, and this is Mel. We sort of help out where we're needed. You're consulting detectives too? Not really, we tend to help whether we're asked or not. So, what made you take the case? This. What is it? Well, John, it's a gear from a clockwork mechanism. The metal, however, let's see, not iron, not gold, not steel, not bronze. Exactly. So what is it made of? A metal that doesn't exist on Earth. How do you know? Trust him. Come on, John, in this day and age, it's not that much of a stretch. So, where do we stand now? Well, as I said, back to Baker Street. But Sherlock, we don't know them. They shown up out of nowhere, claiming to be able to solve a mystery that baffles the police. What am I saying? Hello, boys. Hello, Mrs. Hudson. Why didn't you say you were having visitors? Well, it was short notice. Big universe out there. What? The universe is big. Of course you would know. What gave it away? You said that no human could have done that clean job in such a short time. You also said this gear is made of a metal that this planet doesn't contain. Either you're all mad, or you're an extraterrestrial. And you don't find that far-fetched? When you eliminate the impossible, whatever's left, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. And it's not that far-fetched these days. People seem to forget the spaceship that crashed into Big Ben. All the metal men that appeared around the world. Plus, I may have hacked the unit archives. They really should change their password. Unit, so you know who I am then? Doctor, we think we found something. Brilliant, hang on. What do you got? According to police reports, there have been 3 other victims found the same way. Each had a body part removed. The police assumed it was the work of the organ selling ring, so when it was brought down, they closed the cases. But get this, all these murders happened within walking distance of one place. Dargis Mansion. Right, let's go. The game's afoot. Vamonos! Lord Dargis, we have returned. Ah, Mr. Smith, Mr. Holmes, and others. Hey! Lord Dargis, we believe we have solved the case. Really? Do go on. From what we've discovered, the cleaner was killed by an assailant who's done this before. From what we can see, he's collecting body parts, but more than that, we believe he, she, or it is operating out of your house. Is that so? Yes, but you already knew that, didn't you? What do you mean? It's time for a story. A few hundred years back, well, relative to me at least, me and some friends of mine encountered a ship drifting in deep space. The ship was housing time windows leading to the moments of the life of a woman who lived in France in the 18th century. We discovered that the repair droids had cannibalized the crew to repair the ship. You see, in the 51st century, human organs made good substitutes for advanced ship parts, or at least in the eyes of the droids. Frankly, it's barbaric. But let's look at what was stolen. Ah, an ear. Perfect for voice command receptors. A bone, biological conductor. Sounds like someone's repairing a ship, or building one. Well, that's... But you can't build a ship with body parts alone. You still need artificial materials like steel. This is preposterous. What are you insinuating? We're insinuating that you have more than enough resources to build something on that scale. Busted. You two are mad. Spaceships, how stupid can you... Oh, alright. Guess the game's up. Come in, boys! Meet my friends. I might have lied about being unsocial. Clearly. I'm guessing you discovered them when you were a child? Indeed. They were my childhood friends. They told me about the vast galaxy out there, and they said they could show me. So you helped them build a vessel. Presumably you supplied the steel? Indeed, it took us a while to build the structure as we had to sneak materials past my father. 2 weeks ago, they told me they needed organic parts. You helped them kill people? They were used for a greater purpose. What, your own selfish gain? Well, you've been rumbled, but there's one thing I left out. These droids shouldn't be operational. They were cut off from their ship, which means that something's reprogrammed them with a new purpose. Something analog to hack the analog minds of the droids. Something in this very room. What do you mean? The books in the centre of that case are false. Mr. Holmes is right. Let's see what's behind here. I believe we're in the presence of the Wire. Doctor! Didn't think I'd see you again. Last time I saw you, I trapped you in a videotape in the TARDIS. I was found by a Time Lord. A Time Lord? The Master, of course. He must have found you when he stole the TARDIS at the end of the universe. He must have given Lord Dargis Sr. the tape. And the fool played it, and freed me. But why haven't you stolen faces like the last time? Oh, you can't, can you? You're not strong enough to feed. All that time in a plastic tape. And you can't jump between digital devices, only analog. A relic in the modern age. I realised I needed to leave this world, but I needed a ship. And I would be glad to give you a lift across the stars. And I have much use for you, Dargis. The final component is nearly ready. What do you mean? Oh. Lord Dargis, would I be correct in assuming that your family is descended from Renette Poisson? Madame de Pompadour herself? Why? Dargis, step away. The reason the droids went back in time in the first place was to get a new computer for their ship. The only human organ that can do that job is the brain. They needed de Pompadour's brain because it had the correct biological markers. The same markers would only appear again in another few generations. And I'm guessing today's your birthday. Well, I don't like to brag about it, but yes. Tonight's my 37th birthday. And it's 11:59 PM. As I said, Dargis, I have great need of you, or more accurately, your brain. They just... Well then, we better arm ourselves. What the... Where did you get those? From the display behind us. Well then. On guard! Mel, are you okay? One got away. Darn it. What about the wire? It's transferred itself away, most likely to the ship. I've got a plan to catch it, but Mr. Holmes, I'll need your assistance. I'm listening. Alright. Alright, so the mansion's up above me. Must be the ship's airlock. Oh, that's rusty. There he is. He's about to put it in. Not on my watch. Hello! That was surprisingly easy. Ew. Right then, let's get to work on shutting you down. You can't stop me, Doctor. Don't be so sure. Once I get back to the homeland, I will regain my strength and feed again! Not on my watch. What will you do? Kill me? I thought I'd just trap you again. You think I'll fall for the VHS trick again? Well, I just knocked out the droid before we could put the brain in, so you're kind of stuck. Well then, you will just have to fix it for me, or I'll destroy your friends. I may not be able to feed, but I can still cause the droids to self-destruct and destroy the mansion. You're out of range. The analog piping is two-way, Doctor. I'll just transfer back to the study. Don't you dare. Repair the ship. No. Then they die. Well, that's that then. Aha! Units here. Better late than never. What happened? Oh, it's perfectly simple. I tricked the wire into going back to the study where Sherlock was waiting to catch it in his record. Wow. Oh, hello. Who are you? Doctor, I'm General Winchester. I'm the new head of unit. So Kate finally retired. You have a lot to live up to, my friend. Yes, sir. Don't salute. Ha, she warned me you didn't like that. Anyway, we've started dismantling the ship and we've recovered the robots. Make sure they're destroyed, they shouldn't exist yet. And the entity? In here. I'll lock us in the unit vault. Yeah, see that you do. Bye, General. Well, gentlemen, this is where we part ways. What's that? Well, John, I would say it's a police telephone box, but the windows are the wrong size. It could be a replica, but something tells me it's not that simple. It's my ship. It's a bit small. We could take you on a trip, you know. I don't think this world is done with me or Watson yet. Well, in that case, farewell, Sherlock Holmes, and farewell, John Watson. Come on, Mel, vámonos! Another great adventure. Right, I'm going to bed. After all, I have been up for 24 hours. Fair enough, fair enough. I've got my own things to attend to anyway. See you in the morning. Relatively. Right then. Time to see if this works. Alright, just gotta fasten it and... There we go. K9, can you hear me? K9?